A very heartful welcome to all of you to the day 25, week 4 of Being Heartful Every Day. So, today we are going to have a new beginning and we are going to be looking at how do we participate in the advent of a more peaceful world. What is it that we can do? What is the role that we can play in doing so? So, let us see what's there in the heartful activity. So, this is what we are going to do today. uh, Offer the prayerful suggestion that at least this prayerful suggestion has to be offered at least 4 to 5 times a day, and the suggestion is as follows: truth and righteousness are getting established in the world. May this earth be engulfed with peace, with with divine grace. I will repeat. Truth and righteousness are getting established in the world. May this entire earth be engulfed with peace, with love, and with divine grace. This is the playful suggestion we have to give 4 to 5 times a day. We can just, whatever we are doing, we can connect for a second and just give this suggestion. This works beautifully. And number 2, when we meet people, transmit peace through gestures like smile, greeting, shaking hands, words, and behavior, of course. So, this is the heartful activity that we will mindfully observe for the day today. Let us now read a message from Babuji to understand how do we do this. Whisper, Saturday, October 23, 1999, 10 a.m. There is still a long way to go before order, peace, and harmony can prevail on this planet. You all are pathfinders. It is up to you, through your behavior and your words, to sow the seeds of this wisdom to which the world aspires. See yourselves as bearers of this divine seed. Cultivate beauty within yourselves so that it is reflected on the outside. Become luminous points that attract your brothers and sisters who are less fortunate than you in this area. For that, there is no need to proselyte, I'm sorry, beg your pardon. For that, there is no need to proselytize. Your attitude, your serenity, and your inner strength are enough to impress your fellow human beings who are still searching. You all belong to a path where you find spiritual blossoming. It is bound to manifest in many circumstances through reactions made wise by the mastery provided by your sadhana. Participate with full awareness in the advent of a better world. Babuji. Let's take a moment to absorb this message and bring this to our daily practice. We will now get into meditation.
Sorry, there is a live from Daji now happening. I just saw that at 7. I think Daji is actually talking now.
Okay, so let us live stream the talk from Daji, and
Sure.
we will then meditate along with him.
Yeah.
Yes.
1 second.
Thank you,
Just
brother.
give me a minute. I think people can directly switch to Daji's live in Heartfulness YouTube channel. I'm going to recast it from here. I'm just working on it right now.
Yes. So just give us a minute. Brother Ravi is trying to recast the YouTube Daji session.
To the only one requirement. You got to have courage to listen to your heart and follow the heart's dictum. You can't put a stone on your heart and say, oh, she's gorgeous and I would like to fall in love with her and marry her. Heart says, no, 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 don't do that. But you are still so much enamored by her looks, she's going to finish you. I'm just giving you an example like that because we all go through that emotional responses time and again, and that makes you cry. So that's on evolution of consciousness. Thank you. Thank you.
To piggyback off of that point, consciousness to me. Well, first, I feel that consciousness is almost the brain of the soul, and like you said, in order to tap into that, you have to remove the ego. I remember, in particular, writing Dear Father. Even before writing Dear Father, I was in a very dark space. It became very difficult to function and to just be at my best level. And I got very good at wearing a mask. You know, I still had to go out and be around people, so I would put this mask on and wear the smile and act like everything was all right. But when I would get home, the mask would come off, the depression would return. And I remember my mother calling me, like mothers do. Shout out to my mother, Lady P. But she called me and she said, "What's wrong with you?" She said, "You haven't been talking to me. You haven't been talking to Tari." Tari was my girlfriend at the time. Well, we had broken up, but we got back together. We got married, so it worked out. But I was going through it. I was going through it. But my mother was like, you haven't been talking to me. You haven't been talking to Tari. What's going on? And this was first time me opening up to my mother about how I felt in regards to my father not being there anymore. And I think I was moving from the ego to the heart in that moment, but it was my mother who really pushed for that. And so I told her how I felt, and she heard my anger, she heard my pain, and she She waited, she let me get it all out, and then she lit into me. And the first thing she said was, "Your father was a good man. Let him rest in peace." And for me, my mother had gone through the most with him. So if anyone had the right to speak negatively about him, it would have been her. And she was there to remind me, like, your father was a good man. Let him rest in peace. So moving from ego to heart, I was able to shift and say, yeah, he was a human being just like me. He had feelings just like me. He had trauma just like me. And I was able to see him for a human being instead of this, what I thought was supposed to be this superhero who couldn't be hurt by anything, but he was indeed hurt, and his hurt caused more hurt. And it was in that moment that of hearing my mother saying he's a good man, let him rest in peace. It just struck a chord inside. Like it just opened the heart. It opened up my heart. And after I got off the phone where I started to write this poem with tears on the page, tears flowing on the page. And in that moment, it really taught me the power of consciousness. It taught me the power of again, of expressing, of letting go, the power of forgiveness being a very important tool. And from that moment, I was able to hear my father. Like my father, he speaks to me, talks to me. My father here with me right now, and I really feel that I've been able to go on this journey. I've been able to unblock that channel, that flow to the ancestors, to the angels, to God, because I was able to remove that pain, remove that hurt, remove that ego out of the way, and be vulnerable and find the power in that vulnerability, and then to have enough courage to share it with others. And every time I would share it, it would turn into a conversation, and those conversations would open up that consciousness even more and show me, oh, we are really connected. Like I thought this was my story, but this is our story. This is something we can all relate to. If you didn't go through that, you can still relate. So for me, consciousness is a beautiful guide to higher self. It's a beautiful guide to the source. Is what returns us to home. Yeah.
It's an amazing dance. Consciousness, compassion, forgiveness, the heart, they're all dancing at all times. But we have to be the ones that access it. And both of you bring forgiveness into your work in such a beautiful, beautiful way. We don't have time to go into that, but next visit, we'll talk more about forgiveness. I have just one final question, unless you want to say something about forgiveness. Okay. So we have one final question. We are going to go a little bit late, probably 9:30 this evening, because I'm all about this meditation we're about to get. But one final question for both of you. Both of you are bridge builders, and that's something that we do here at Unity, in the Unity movement. You're building bridges between ancient truths and the modern world that we live in today. You're building bridges between all the faith traditions. Interfaith work is very important to the Unity movement. Between spiritual realities and just simply being a human being walking the earth day to day to day. Can you share a little bit about why these bridges are so vitally important to the future and to life as we know it today?
Wow. It's a tough question to answer. Because any question that has a problem associated with also seeks a solution. And that's why it's very difficult. Are we able to solve the problem so far because of religions? Are we trying to whitewash and say we're going to create unity despite of differences? I have seen in Middle East especially, and I returned to Sheikh of Dubai, they have established a ministry of tolerance. And tolerance to me is an obnoxious word. I tell you why. Are you married?
I'm ready.
You're married. Okay. Would you tell your wife I tolerate you? In unity, there has to be a level of acceptance, not tolerance. And this acceptance cannot happen when we are already fighting on mere words. Christians, they say they're better than Jews. Jews, they say better than Islam. This Islam says we are better than everyone. Hindus, they say we are the most pious people on this planet. It goes on and on. Where will there be unity? When will it be ever? It's not possible. All these religions, sorry to say, the death bell should ring sooner. Because under the name of religion, so many people have died and murdered and killed. Religion, we have seen, history speaks volumes. They crucified even Lord Jesus. He had nothing to do with all these fightings and all that. He was just trying to bring a message of peace. Same thing happened to Mahavira. Same thing happened to Lord Buddha. People of success are always haunted by politicians and other extremists. Is there a solution? I don't think so. You can dream of it all you want. Unless and until each individual heart changes, peace is not possible. You have to move on, transcend the religion. Religions are dogmatics. They have dogmas, they have belief systems. That separates us. When you talk of omnipresence of God in any religion, every religion says God is love. Have you experienced the love of God? If you have experienced, then you will not talk about it. It's futile to talk. You won't waste your time in talking about love. You will become love yourself. Isn't it? As we move on further, the idea of omnipresence or omnipotency of God or omniscience quality of God or compassionate nature of God, it is a superficial knowledge. Moment something happens to us, we begin to question, where the hell is this God? See, my family is under so much of trouble. My child got shot. Where is this God? So our faith is very superficial. Behind every knowledge, there has to be a backing of foundation of experience. Otherwise, your knowledge remains hollow. Actually, I trust more the atheists than the people who believe in God. I tell you why. Person who does not believe, they say, I don't believe because I have not experienced. I have asked my mother many times, you say God so many times. You want me to worship this God? And why do you believe in God, Mommy? She says, I don't know. My mother taught me, my grandmother taught me, my religion taught me. Our holy scriptures, they talk about it. But Ma, what about you? Have you experienced God, and are you making this statement based on your personal experience? She says, no. So my belief remains hollow and very superficial. In spirituality, or rather through spirituality, one can experience what you believe in. Through meditation, you can see the oneness, things that you feel in yourself, the same entity living a jiva in another human being, and when you see they're exactly same, then there is no argument. So there is a call for experience. When I experience something, all the questions would end. You will not ask, where is God? Should I believe in God? Where is love? Then you'll say, He's within me. See? Next step, experience, though it may be great, but let's see, me and you go for a vacation somewhere and we are entertained by a very wealthy person. For 3 months we are together, having great time. But both of us will be thinking, oh, we wish we were also billionaires. We were also as rich. So the rich hospitality may be great. But within me, there is an urge. I wish I was also as rich. Divine experiences may be great. To become divine is another matter. So, belief is good. Experience is better. Experience is greater, but becoming is even better. So the whole journey has to go on and on and on improving, see? And having become divine, is there another dimension after that? And I would say definitely yes. The drop has still need to become the ocean. Thank you.
I think it's important to be a bridge because I believe in love. I believe in love. I believe in God. I've been on this earth for a little bit now, and I've had so many experiences that have led me back to that belief. I remember when I was, I think I was like 7 or 8, and growing up in Chicago, and my mother and my aunts and my grandmother, they had property in Michigan. So on the weekends, they wanted to get their beautiful Black children out of the city of Chicago. So we would go to Michigan for this quick escape. It's like an hour and a half away. And I remember driving home when we were headed back after the weekend, we were headed back to Chicago, and we were in a minivan, and my grandmother and my aunts, moms, and a couple cousins, we were driving along, and it was this terrible storm. Terrible, like the, gray skies, rain, the windy, the van was literally rocking. And I'm sitting in the middle seat, surrounded by my family, terrified. And I remember, again, I'm a little boy, and I just remember praying. I just started praying. I was like, God, I was like, please let my family get home safe. This is just me alone praying. I'm not telling the family I'm praying. I'm just praying. God, please let us get home safe. As soon as I said amen, the rain stopped, the wind stopped blowing, the sun came out, and we safely made it home. And in that moment, being this kid and having this experience of this miracle, it was my first example of, man, God is real. There's a higher power. And over the years, I've seen examples of that through love. I've seen it. I felt it. I've been in so many rooms and so many situations and experiences where love has prevailed. So for me, like, it's always been important to be a bridge, because we put up these walls. It's almost like you could be standing right next to someone, and there's an army of walls between the two of you. And through poetry, for me, through poetry has been a vehicle that has carried this love that has been able to break through these walls where someone who may not have spoken to me, someone who may have given me a look, someone may have has some prejudices against me. I am a Black man living in America, so I've been through it all. I've been through a lot of hard times, a lot of moments, a lot of discrimination, and the moments where I've had the opportunity to share my work, or it's not even share the work. Maybe it's just have a conversation with someone, a conversation that they may not have been expecting to have. I saw those walls fall. I saw them crumble. And here now there's two people that can see one another's humanity, one another's souls, one another's spirits. And it could be something as simple as just making somebody smile. Like, you never know when somebody just needs a smile, just needs that bit of love. So it has been important to me to, in my purpose, to spread as much love as possible, and to continue to break down those walls, continue to build those bridges, to continue to show people that we are connected. We're all spirits, we're all souls, just trying to find our way. And I think the goal is to help one another find their way. And I think love is a great force that can allow us to do that. So for me, my mission is to spread love, and I'm gonna do that through every syllable that I write down on the page, and have an opportunity to share with whoever's willing to listen, because I think going forward, to your point, there's been so much devastation in the world, historically, so much devastation, so much war, so much death, so much hate. And I sit back and ask why. Like, why? Why did that person have to suffer some kind of, not just trauma, but that the person may no longer be here because of some sort of conflict that did not need to exist. So I'm screaming from the mountaintop. We need to love each other. We need to love each other, and we need to continue to spread that love. I tell people all the time, like, I've never met a stranger. I've never met a stranger. Like, I feel like we all family, we all friends, and if you think we not, why is that? Because of how I look? Because of how I speak? I'm Chicago. I talk real Southern and all. I mean, y'all in the South too, but we get it too in Chicago. Yeah, but it's just a matter of getting through those walls to see that we are connected, and we are all one.
I want to be thankful that the words that we've just heard from these two beautiful souls, they're real, they're true. I walked into the first room downstairs to meet Jay Ivey, and there was already a bridge that existed before we spoke a word. There was a consciousness that met a consciousness, and a desire and a willingness, and that compassion was felt immediately. And I have to tell you, I was a little intimidated, but that intimidation went away really quick. And as intimidated as I was with you, I was extremely intimidated to meet Daji.
Me too.
And I walked into the room. Yeah, we were kind of shaken a little bit. But what a blessed opportunity that before you ever spoke a word, that which you teach, that which you have has been demonstrated. And so I think it's the time in our gathering here today to build a bridge between belief to experience, and from experience to being. And you are one of the best guides on the planet. Would you be willing to lead us in that experience now to end our evening in a meditation?
Let's do that.
Okay.
It's okay. It's all right. Where are those children who are known? Okay. Sister Christine, welcome. She will help us go through the relaxation through the commands. And at the end of that relaxation, we'll slowly dive into our heart with a suggestion that the divine light is attracting my attention, which is already there in my heart. That the divine light which is present in my heart is attracting my attention inward, and keep the heart open to receive that grace or transmission that descends from above. And that's a very simple process. And those who are meditating for the first time, if thoughts do trouble you, don't be afraid. Let them come and go. Gently remind yourself that I am meditating on the presence of divine light. Okay.
So to prepare ourselves for the meditation, we'll go through a very simple, short relaxation of our bodies and our minds so that we can more easily slip into the heart, into that place where we can rest our attention. So let's begin just by very gently and softly closing our eyes and becoming aware of our breath. Just to be observant and notice it flowing into our bodies, flowing in and then being released. And as it's released, set everything down. Let go of everything. Now bring your attention to your feet. You can wiggle your toes a little and then let them relax, such that they invite the energy of Mother Earth, this gentle energy coming from Mother Earth, to rise up and enter our bodies, beginning with the toes and going into the feet, passing through the heels and into the ankles, up through into the calves, relaxing all of the muscles in the calves of the legs, and up into the knees. Allow your breathing to continue and become deeper and slower as you follow this energy as it rises up into your body, bringing relaxation through the whole system. And now it passes into the upper legs, into the thighs, and the hips, the seat. Allow that energy to circulate through this whole area, bringing relaxation and healing and ease. And let it flow up through from the bottom of your spine, the tailbone, through the lower back, all the way up the back, relaxing the entire back, all the way to the shoulders. Releasing the shoulders as if they're melting. Just let them drop. Relax. Let go. Let this energy flow to the front of your body, to the lower abdomen, the tummy, your chest, all the way up to the shoulders again, relaxing the entire torso. From the very tops of the shoulders, all the way to the tips of the toes, the body's now completely relaxed. Now bring your awareness to the neck and let this energy continue to flow upwards through your neck, relaxing your neck muscles and your throat, continuing on up through your face, passing through your jaws. Let them relax, let them drop. Let your tongue be suspended in your mouth, your lips softly closed. Relax your cheeks, your nose, your eyes very softly closed, your temples, your brow and forehead, the tips of your ears, all the way up through the top of your head. Take another deep breath. Relax. Let go. Now that the body is in this state of relaxation, very gently, let your awareness move toward your heart. Very gently. Let your mind and your attention rest there. In your heart, where the source of light, the source of love, the source of life itself dwells, and it's attracting you inward. Allow your attention, your whole attention, awareness, to be drawn inward toward that source. Rest there. Please begin meditation.
That's all. That's all.
Stay just a moment with eyes closed and be aware of what you feel inside. And when you're ready, open your eyes gently.
Thank you, Kristen. One of the goals of the Unity movement is to take the depth of that silence and that feeling and that space and to take it into the world. We often say from this platform that if what we have done here tonight stays in this room, it's been only useful to a point. But if what you have heard through wisdom and poetry, what you've heard in the sanctuary of your own heart and being goes out these doors to make the world a little bit more compassionate, to feel oneness at a deeper place, that perhaps this has been the most beneficial 2 hours you could have spent. And so do it again tomorrow, and the next day, and the next. Do you have any final words that you would like to share with the audience before I bring Greg back up?
Thank you all. If possible, continue this practice of meditation. Heartfulness is always there to help us. And one beautiful thing about heartfulness, there is no money transaction involved. So to learn this or even to download this app, there are no charges and there are no hidden costs whatsoever. I'm very impressed by Unity Church. It's my first time. It's such a beautiful concept of uniting people together. And can you have unity just like that? It's not possible. Effort is required, one and all. There is no community without unity. Thank you.
Again, this has been just a wonderful, wonderful experience. I'm so grateful for this moment, and I think gratitude is something that we should be reminded of, as to carry that with us in our day-to-day practice, day-to-day lives. I have a poem called I Need to Write, and I would encourage you all to find the need to write, find the need to meditate, pray as much as possible, get those feelings out, find power in your vulnerability, and power in forgiveness, and power in love. And looking forward to the next time. Thank you.
And so gratitude is a wonderful place to end. I want to give thanks to my colleagues that are here this evening, special guests and dignitaries from around Atlanta. It's good to see you, brother. You're always welcome in our home. And I'm grateful that you have graced our community and our sanctuary with your presence, each of you. I am grateful for all the volunteers that have made this happen. It took an army to make this happen this evening, and it's amazing what can happen when you gather an army of people who are committed to the work that's being done. I'm going to invite Greg Karch to come back up and close the evening, and then I will escort our good, wonderful guests out to the lobby and invite you to remain seated until they are able to get out of the building and into their cars. Once again, thank you so much for being here. If you enjoy what we do, please come back. We're doing this every Sunday and every Wednesday. Greg?
And just to add to that, every Sunday morning at 8 o'clock we meet here. This is one location where we have our heartfulness meditations, and we have 60 trainers such as myself throughout Atlanta and 16,000 worldwide. And we're glad to work with people individually. We do our work often in groups because group meditation is powerful. And so as much as you'd like to be joining with us, we'd really like you to join us. So you have these pamphlets, and these may guide you. Please look at them. We appreciate so much your sitting for as long as you have, but it's been riveting, hasn't it? Let's give everyone a big hand. Would you come up and please now? We'd like to present some gifts to our presenters. Yes. Richard, this is a token of appreciation for all you do. Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Madam.
Thank you. Thank you. Daji is signing the book for JIV, and we're going to give that to him along with this. Can I convey it? Thank you so much.
Hey, bro, you gave him the hug. Come to India.
We'll now ask you to indulge us just a little bit more by seating while we convey Daji and JIV and Richard. They will take that route out of the audience, and please be seated until they're gone. Okay? One more moment. Okay. We're going to display up on the up on.
Well, that was a lovely session, isn't it? So we quickly wrap up because we have already meditated with Daji and we have also practiced AEIOU, and we really, this is so amazing that we were talking about the heartful activity today and our role into playing a small role to actually, bring the humanity together by giving a suggestion and have a beautiful, peaceful world. And I think let us do that, observe that today and every day. And let us gather back in the evening for our universal prayer session, which is at 8:50 p.m. today. And see you all. Wish you a very, very heartful day. Thank you. Salam.